Welcome back, lucky viewer, to another YouTube video starring yours truly, Just My Luck. Today we've got a very special game of the Evil Dead game, which just came out on Friday the 13th. It's a brand new asymmetrical horror game. I absolutely love it, and we already have a few levels into the game, and I'm going to bring you guys some tips and tricks on how to play the Kandarian Demon role, which is my personal favorite role, and my main role, which is probably what I'm going to be doing a lot of content on. Hope you guys like what you see and stick around for the whole video. I'll see you guys in game. This is the Evil Dead game. It just came out Friday the 13th. I'm sorry that my video from this week has been delayed. I've been waiting for this game to come out, and here we are recording it. I'm going to upload it as soon as I'm done editing, and we'll get right into it. Today, I'm going to be playing the Kandarian Demon. I already have played a few games. As you can see, I'm already level 10, and the only demon that I have played is Necromancer. As of right now, there are only 3 demons that you can pick from, so let's get right into them. First up, we got Warlord. Warlord, I feel like, is the lowest tier of the demons, only because they don't have a lot of like strengths when it comes to playing against the survivors. They do increase the attributes of their nearby friendlies, but usually that boost only comes when you activate your ability rather than just having that natural boost with them. I know that's kind of confusing, but we'll get right into it right here. So bad influence is their activated ability. This skill generates an aura around the demon player for a limited time that increases the power of surrounding evil units. It can only be activated when the demon player is in spirit form, but will continue to work if the demon player possesses another unit. So, you have to use it when you're in spirit form, and you still get to use it when you're possessing somebody. But other than that, there's not a lot of strengths that come with using this demon. There are also a couple downsides. I will get to Necromancer last, of course, because that's my main. But with the skill tree, every demon actually has, I think it's, let me find it. Infernal Revenue, which increases the amount of infernal energy you get from orbs. Now, unfortunately, these demons only get it at tier 4, and you have to put 18 points into the skill tree before you can even get this. Moving on to Puppeteer, and Puppeteer, in my opinion, is the most overpowered demon, but it's essentially a free win. Because of the stun lock on the boss. The boss stun locks and airlocks the enemy in front of you, and you can just instantly do it multiple times, and the enemy can't move, which I feel like is pretty unfair. I get that you're trying to win, but I feel like this is going to get nerfed because it's pretty overpowered. As the Puppeteer's name represents, they do best with possessing their units and making them stronger, along with their boss just being stupidly overpowered. Moving on to my favorite demon, and the only one, as you can see, we're level 27 with them. The only one that I have played non-stop, and we have a 100% win rate on. I'm going to get into these guys and how and why you should be using these guys instead of Puppeteer and Warlord. So we are starting from scratch. This is the Necromancer. I've already refunded all 27 of my points. Each, you get 1 point for every level you have in the demon, and you can also buy levels with the spirit orbs at the top right hand corner. I don't have any right now because I've already spent all of them, but we'll get right into the Necromancer and why you should be using these guys instead of the other two. So these guys, what's cool about them is they have a their activated ability is it summons this Flutist, and this Flutist has a cooldown of 75 seconds. It also increases the damage that your skeletons do and the damage not taken from them. So there's a 30% damage reduction from the Flutist whenever they're near skeletons. This does not count for Evil Ash, though. Evil Ash does have ability where he can summon skeletons as one of his ability, and the flutist does affect those, but it does not affect Evil Ash. So once you hit level oh god, I can't remember the level. I think it's 15. you get Skelephobia. Skelephobia increases the fear that survivors get when just near skeletons. And this is a 15% fear bonus for all skeletons, and this actually stacks. So the more skeletons that are around, the higher their fear grows. Next, at level 25, which is the most recent one that I've unlocked, is you get Motivational Music, which increases the effects of the flutist as stated before. It increases the effects by 20%. Now, that means that at level 25 with the Necromancer, your flutist now does 90% damage increase to all of your skeletons nearby and gives them half damage reduction when they're nearby. Its cooldown does not go down though, it's still at 75 seconds, so you want to use these at optimal times. And I'll get into that when we get into the game of when you should use your flutist. What I also like about the Necromancer that the other two demons don't have, which I will show you. Now, each demon has this infernal revenue. The problem is the Puppeteer gets it at level 2 and the Warlord gets it at level 4. Meaning you have to put 6 points into his tree before you even get infernal revenue. Then you can only get up to level 2 with him. Unlike the Necromancer, who gets it at the very first tier and you get 3 levels out of it. So, the first thing you want to do with when you start playing Necromancer is you immediately want to max this out, which we're doing now. So now all of our orbs are worth 20% more and give us more energy, leaving us with 24 points. Like I said, I'm level 27. So as you level them up, this is the first thing you want to buy. I'm also going to, as I've been playing the game, I've been noticing what the meta is already. The meta is melee weapons, and melee weapons suck against Necromancer. They're just too good against him. So we're going to put, the reason that I refunded all my points is because I wanted to put my points somewhere else so that my skeletons and Evil Ash can resist melee weapons a little bit more. So the ones you want to look at after getting Infernal Revenue is you want to max out all of these Rocksteadies. So Rocksteady Elite, Rocksteady Basic, and Rocksteady Boss. So now all of our resistance to the balance bar is 35%, I think, across the board for all of our units. The balance bar is this little gray bar that's under your health bar. Once it hits 0, you're stunned and you can't move and you can't do anything. So now we have a 35% resistance to that. Moving on, we're going to get Portal Authorities. These are the next ones you want to buy. Right now, we can't get to the other two. We can only get the elite ones right now. We can get all the way to, because I have enough points, we can get all the way to Portal Authority Boss. What these Portal Authorities do is reduce the amount of infernal energy required to place the portals themselves up to 30%. The other two, so for the elites, you only get 20%. For the basics, you get 25%, but you get 30% for your boss with Necromancer. So we're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3. So now, with just these points that we put in so far, we can already get to our level 3s. We still have 12 points to spend. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 point into Seismic Smash so that we can get into Trident Missile. But we don't want Trident Missile. Right now, we want to get down to our Portal Authority Basic because it requires us to put 1 point into Scarier Demonic Dash. Then we can put 3 points into this. And now we've unlocked level 4, which gives us Portal Authority Boss. So we're going to do 1 point into this Trident Missile so that we can get to Portal Authority a boss. Put 3 points into that. So now, all of our units are resistant to melee weapons. All of them. Also, all of our portals to place units are decreased, and we get bonus energy every time we get an orb. Moving on, we're going to get Hellraiser, because we're going to put 1 point into this, 1 point into this, and then we want Bone Rage. So 1, 1, 1. Bone Rage makes it so our skeletons can attack more frequently, meaning that they're going to be faster at attacking, is all that means. Next, after this, as you can see, we're out of points. I've redone my entire skill tree, but what's going to happen is after you have all of these abilities, the next thing you want to work towards are your flutist abilities. So this one's Healthy Bones. It gives your flutist a bonus 250 health. This is going to help him survive and take multiple hits rather than him just being one shot and done. Next is going to be Flute Force, which increases the range of the flute to 180 feet, meaning you don't have to spawn the flutist right next to your skeletons like you'll see in the gameplay that I'm going to show you, because we don't have this right now. I don't know the range on it because it doesn't tell you what it is right off the bat. But if we get Flute Force, it'll be at 180 feet. So these are the next two that we're going to be working towards with our levels. So we need essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, because we have to have 1 point in the previous one before we can go on to the next one. If you don't like this build or you want to customize it yourself, go ahead and feel free, read around all of the skills and see what you like and how it helps your play style. These are just what I use and what I feel like is going to help us in the long run. After we get to level 6, which is going to be down the road, once we get to level 6, we're going to be start buying these Gates of Hells. With these Gates of Hells are going to make sure that we can place portals more often for all of our units. So we got basic, boss, and elite. So that's going to help us once we start leveling up longer. After that, I think I'm going to start looking around and trying to maybe max out Test of Time, which increases the time it takes for survivors to claim objectives. I might end up getting all of the Hell Raisers for my Health Raisers, for my elite, my basic, and they have one for the boss. So right now we're spending all of our points just to make sure that we can survive a fight with melee weapons, and we can spawn more cheaply and more affordably, so we don't have to waste a lot of our portals placing, like all of our points placing portals, because we still want points left over so that we can go and possess our units, because there's an upkeep as you possess your units. So I think that's enough explaining of my skill tree and why you should be using the Necromancer. I'm going to get into the games and explain a little bit more on why you should be using the Necromancer. So let's get right into the games and I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we're already in our first game. I did leave the tips on just so you guys know. You can read the tips, you can pause the video and read them. But I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So the first thing you want to do is run around and collect orbs that spawn around the map. They also respawn after a certain amount of time. And the longer you wait, the more energy they give you. You can always come back and get a smaller amount of energy later. So the first thing you want to do is collect these orbs. The next thing you want to do is go ahead and place a couple traps, even if you're not next to the survivors. Because as you spend and gain energy, you're going to level up your threat level. So even though we're not next to survivors, we already hit level 2. So now when you level up, I'm using controller by the way, even though we're on PC. The first thing you want to upgrade on your Necromancer is Infernal Energy. Increase the...
The humans must not obtain a single piece of the map.
Alright, so they already have a single piece of the map, but that's okay. Our big moments are during the objectives. So after you gained a level and you got in your first level in Infernal Energy, you're going to pull up the map. And we got a pretty small map, which is going to be good for us. You want to place a marker towards the center, but you also want to put it towards these little gray areas, because the gray areas are where the map pieces are going to spawn. So we placed our marker and we're going to start heading towards there. Always keep an eye on your mini-map, because it's going to give you tips if they are in a car. If they're in a car, you can already see them. And I know I'm really talking really fast, especially with that first part. It's just because these games last a pretty decent amount of time, 20 to 30 minutes long. But every minute I play this game is just so much fun. So we're going to go over here. So there's nobody over here. If you're near them, the game will tell you, once again, in the top left-hand corner to let you know. If they're in a car, that'll let you know. Because anytime they're in a car, you automatically see them for as long as they're in the car. You can also see them if their fear is high enough. So there's 3 ways you can sense survivors in this game. Fear level, proximity, like we are now. So in the top left, it just told us that we're near them. So now we're going to come over here. And we're going to start messing with these guys. Alright, so their whole team is grouped up. Come over here. We're going to place some traps. Don't be afraid to just place random traps, because more than likely they're just going to run into them, even if they've already passed by a place. Let's see, here, here, place this one. So he just activated a trap, which is going to give us another level. So now we're level 3. So the next thing we want to do is put it into Portal, because at level 3 you unlock your basic units. So now we have our basic units. What's cool about the portals is you have two options once placing them. So you can either set a trap, which is the little teeth exclamation icon with X, or you can press A to just go ahead and summon them. Summoning them just straight on is kind of weird, because they summon towards you. Like, they run out of the portal towards you. For instance, if I place a portal, we're going to go ahead and set this trap. Come over here, set this trap. So if we're looking at him and we place it behind him, they're going to run towards us. Just like that. Now if we set a trap, they'll just jump on them automatically. So this guy right here, his fear is high enough. He just cured it with one of Ash's abilities. But his fear was high enough because he was highlighted in red. But we can possess people that have high enough fear. So as you can see, our flutist is at B with our B icon. There's a piece of the map, so we're going to come down here. Set a scare trap. We're also going to set some traps next to the piece of the map, because we know that they're going to come over here. Alright, so we're level 4. Put another point into Infernal Energy. I'm not putting any points into Possession just yet. At most, I put 3 points into Possession.
Try dismemberment.
The first thing I max out is our Infernal Energy, though, because once you get high enough energy, you can start just regenerating energy over time and passively. You don't have to collect orbs. So now we're at level 5. You also want to set traps on any loot boxes that you see. They'll always be humming, so you can hear that hum. You always want to put traps on loot boxes, because it denies the player's loot. Alright, so now we hit level 5, so we unlocked our portal elites. We can also use our RB ability to scare. And once we scare somebody, we get a lot of energy. He's also now ripe for possession. They're going to fight us. Alright. Every damage you take reduces the energy that you have to possess somebody. And once you don't have enough have any energy left, you stop possessing somebody. But it's always good to possess people. I wouldn't say as much as you can, but you want to do it a decent amount. You kind of want to play around with how much you do it, because if you do it too much, you're going to be wasting a lot of your energy. And if you don't do it at all, then the survivors don't feel enough pressure from you, and they feel like their fear isn't worth keeping down, which buys you time to do other stuff. So they only have 2 out of the 3 pieces. We are close to them, but they're in a car, so it doesn't matter how far they go, we'll be able to see them. If we wanted to... Cars are always faster than you. You can never catch up to cars. You will always trail behind them, which I feel like is pretty fair. But you can possess cars, so if you can end up catching them, because they have to stop here to pick up this survivor, we can possess this car, kick everyone out, and steal their car. Because cars are the fastest way that survivors travel around, and they're going to get to map pieces a lot quicker. So we're going to see if they're going to jump into another car. They're not. They're going to go into this house, which is good for us. Set a trap here. Houses usually have a lot of traps around them. So just go around the house, placing traps. Alright, so now they have all 3 pieces. That's going to be okay for us, because they're always going to go to the closest objective. I've never seen them not go to the closest objective. Once they go to the closest objective, all of your objective points have a lot of trap spawns. And once they start the objective, you get infernal energy from just being inside the circle with them. So we want to kind of try to set up an ambush here with a couple portals. So already level 8, which is nice. We haven't hit level 10, which sucks because we don't have our boss, but... So we're going to spawn 2 portals here. Spawn our flutists so they get a boost. And we're going to possess one of our units. Because your units are always better when you possess them. And since we're a skeleton... Well, they killed the flutist, but since we're a skeleton, we got the boost to all of that as well. Your skeleton units can... actually, we want to save that because we have enough energy. All of your units are better when you possess them, but you're stuck to their abilities. Players can also see you when you possess a unit. Summon this tree, get a nice whack out of it. We're about to get our boss portal at level 10. So now we put 2 points into possession. You always want to try to get to level 10 before they start claiming objectives. We got kind of a bad spawn here, but that's okay. Let's see if we can't pull out a win still. Be a little harder for us since we're not level 10. Once you hit level 10, like we just did, you get your boss. And your boss is your ultimate type of enemy. So we're gonna spot our flutist first, then go into Evil Ash. Evil Ash can dodge like survivors can. And that's why melee weapons are so overpowered, because you just get stunned so often that you can't do anything. Once they collect an objective, you will be exercised and spawn pretty far away from everything. Sometimes you'll get lucky like we did, and you'll be able to spawn closer to the other objective, which is the Kandarian knife. We are pretty low level, which sucks, only because we got a bad spawn with one of our objectives being right next to them after they got the last piece. But we're gonna go ahead and beat them over here to this knife. Beat them over here to the knife. Trap. Trap. Some of this game is luck, unfortunately, because sometimes your objectives won't have any traps next to them, which blows. So we're going to get final level infernal energy, then we're going to spend our last 2 points in our boss. Oh, we can't, so we're not level 14 yet. So we want to upgrade our basic units first. Trap here. Trap here. Trap here. So we got a pretty good ambush point going on right here. We're going to set a couple more traps. You can only set 1 trap portal at a time. Because if I were to set another elite trap portal, that one would vanish. So now they're driving a car. They're probably heading this way. We're gonna go see if we can't crank out a couple more levels before they actually get over here. They're also looting, which I know that they are. They need better gear. We did get that one guy pretty low. So we have a good ambush spot already set up over at the Kandarian knife. The portals don't have a time limit, but we already have 1 trap portal of each. So if we were to set a trap portal over here with these guys, then the ones that we set over at the knife would go away. So we just want to keep that in mind as we're going over here. Our boss is also about to respawn. So they're all in this car. Can't catch this car, but we can catch this one. Yeah, we can catch him. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we can. Kick him out of the car. So now he's all by himself. And his teammates are going to go ahead and go to the knife. So we have effectively one less survivor we have to worry about over here at the Kandarian knife. They're going to beat us over there, but that's okay. They're going to beat us by a couple seconds. We're right behind them. Hitting players with cars takes a lot of energy away from you, so be very careful about doing that. So once they activate this ambush with these two portals, upgrade our boss again, because you want to keep your boss as high as you can, as you possibly can at any point, because they're your best unit by far. So once they come over here, we're going to summon our Flutist and Evil Ash. We're actually going to summon our Flutist back here, behind this wall. That's one. There we go. Ambush.
Our foes have discovered the location of the Kandarian dagger. Perhaps they want to clear us. Exterminate them!
We're about to get one of them down. So we want to focus that guy right here. He's down, so that's one down. He's gonna run away. Stop him from reviving. Because we don't, that's two down. You want to camp revives. This is your best chance at winning. Because they're gonna sit there and try to fight you for it. Nice. We're gonna use our grab ability here. Get some health. Nice.
I don't want. I'm not even. Windy. Well.
All right, we got one person dead.
Okay.
That's death, and that's how you do it, right there. That's how you get it done. So the key that you want to remember when playing your Necromancer is ambushes are your friend, and you have to plan them out strategically. If you miss your ambush opportunities, you're going to lose the game effectively. You also want to time your Flutist and not use them so often because they actually are a part of your biggest fighting thing. As you saw when we spawned the Flutist, they immediately targeted him, which gives us an opening to get some free hits on them while they're trying to kill the Flutist. And while the Flutist is active, we're going to get that bonus damage no matter what's going on. As long as he's up, we're getting that damage reduction and that damage increase. Other than that, I hope you guys liked what you saw. I hope some of my tips and tricks helped you. If you want to see some more, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications by ringing that bell. My name is Just My Luck. So far, we're still at 100% win rate with Necromancer. I wish I could pull up my stats. There is no way to pull up stats as of right now, but I think they might implement that later on. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it once again. I love this game. I can't wait to play even more of it and get our skill tree going even more. And that's all I got for you. Have a good rest of the day. And like I always say, stay lucky, friends. I'm out of here.